Okay, hi. Good day to everyone. So in this video, I'm going to present business mathematics. So um, this is for the purposes of this video is specifically for the senior high school core subject, general mathematics. So this is for the um, second quarter of the semester. So business mathematics alongside with logic is usually taught in the second semester of, or rather in the first and the second quarter of this semester. So let's have it here. Start. So what will be the topics under this business math that I will be teaching you guys? So lesson one will be simple interest. So we will be solely focusing here for the next set of videos. After that, we're going to take and talk about compound interest, and if we have time, and if we have enough time, so we're going to take care of the effective rate of interest if we have enough and ample time. So to start off with the business mathematics, so let's have an introduction. So we all know that we use money in our everyday life. That's why will need to understand even the basics of business mathematics. So this chapter, or this set of videos will present the methods of solving the value of money under the compound and simple interest environments. Okay, so just some things to remember in this chapter. We will be needing a calculator at hand. So I have one here. I cannot show you because I don't have the video. You need to have the calculator to aid our computations. Why are we allowing calculators in the first place? Because our focus here is not on the on the calculations itself, but our focus is on how you analyze the questions, how to solve them, what are asked, and how your process is done. But our computation is just not the focus here. Okay, since if we're going to look at our examples later on, the computations are very basic, very simple. It only has addition, multiplication, raising a number to a power, nothing that uses higher mathematics. Only we will need analysis on how to answer each problem correctly. Okay, that's why calculators are done, or rather calculators are allowed because computations is not our focus, but how to analyze the problem in this setting in business. Um, all amounts are rounded off to the nearest centavo, that is in the nearest hundredths place, because that will be un you know not real in the real life if we're going to make use of more decimal places, because our money system only is until the centavos. So that's in the second decimal place. And all percentages are rounded off to the nearest hundreds also, so that we'll have a uniform of two decimal places in the hundredths place. Okay, so for our lesson number one, I will present to you simple interest and what are the things that are expected of you guys after the end of this set of videos. At the end of this, you must be able to, number one, illustrate simple interest. Number two, compute the interest, the future value, and the present value in the simple interest environment. And we will be solving problems involving this simple interest. For the number three, we will be inserting the solving problems in numbers one and two. So we will be solving problems as well as illustrating the interest and finding or computing the future values and the present values. And other, we will also give some examples on how to find the rate and the time. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we'll have the simple interest. Let's start with definition. What is an interest? An interest is an amount of money paid for the lender for the use of his or her money. So, or you can think of it the other way around. Instead of amount being paid, it can be the amount that you will, if you're the lender, it will be the amount that you will be profiting, okay, for letting your money be used by someone. Okay, so that's the interest. So how can we solve basically in a simple interest environment? How can we solve the interest? So it will be given by the simple formula I equals PRT, where I means the interest or the simple interest. P means the principal amount, or we all some books call this the present value, which is the amount being borrowed. Okay, or the amount that you are letting your borrower borrow. Okay, that's P. R is the annual simple interest rate. of the principal expressed as percentage. Okay, so in this lesson, you are assumed to know how to convert percents to decimal, because in our computations we will be so most of the time using the decimal representation rather than the percent um, representation, simply because the decimal is easier to use in most calculators. Okay, and t is time in years, so take note it should be in years. Okay, again, I equals PRT. I means simple interest, P means the principal amount, R means the rate of interest or interest rate, T is the time that should be in years. Okay, let's have the example number one. So find the amount of simple interest in the following. So we have number one, we have number two, and we have number three. So I'll give you some time. You can pause the video and try to answer it yourself. Okay, and then we'll show the solution here afterwards. Okay, so I hope you have the answer already. So let's show the solutions. For number one, I have my calculator here with me. So let's answer this together. So for our number one, um, we are asked to find the simple interest in the following. So for number one, again, the formula is I equals PRT. So P is clearly our amount here, 2,500. Let's put that in our calculator at 3.5 simple interest rate. So it's very clear that 3.5 is our rate. So since it's 3.5, it's in percent form, what we need to do is to make it in decimal form. So again, recall that when we are converting percents to decimals, we move the decimal point and move it twice going to the left. So 1, 2, we can imagine there that we have 0.035, okay, for our R. Okay, so that's for our R, and then T, that should be in years. So we have times 2. Click the equal sign. As I do, the answer that is shown here in my calculator is 175 pesos. Let me reiterate and emphasize, in business math, we are very, like always, especially in geometry, in other maths, that we need to put the unit. Only that we emphasize the unit here most of the time is the amount of money. Okay, for us, the interest or the principal amount or the future value um, of any problem. Okay, so for number one, I hope you're correct there, 175. For number two, let's do the same procedure. So we have our P 5,300 times 2% or simple interest rate. So 2% in decimal form is 0.02. Since we moved the decimal point twice, 1 2, so we have 0.02 times the years, which is 3.5. Let's make that 3.5. If I'm going to click the equal sign in my calculator, what will be shown is 371 pesos, and that's correct. Okay, hopefully in yours it also shows that one. And for number three, P is 10,000. Okay, times 4% simple annual interest rate. So 4% in decimal is 0.04. I put that in my calculator, and we have 6 months. Don't push the six yet, since we know if you're going to read it, this is 6 months. Our T should be in years. So 6 months, we know there are 12 months a year. So 6 divided by 12 is 1/2, right? So I will put here in my calculator. You could put 1/2 if your calculator it can show 1/2, but in my calculator, I'll put 0.5 for that. It's still the same. So if I'm going to hit the equals button, it will show me 200 pesos. Okay, I hope you got the right answer there also. Okay, so that's how we solve the simple interest. Very clear. We're just using the multiplication operation. Multiply the P by the R by the T. Okay, let's move to the second example. For the second example, we will be given a problem. So this is a word problem. So let me read this one. Suppose you invested 50,000 pesos in a company that offers a 15% annual interest rate. What is your interest earned after 3 years? So if you're given a word problem, my suggestion is that put it in the gas form, the GAS form. Some call it the GRS form. It depends, but we have here the gas. To make it simple, I will require you the given for the G, asked for the A, S for the solution so that we won't get um, any confusions along the way. So let's start with a given. So what are the given here in the problem? Clearly, we have a 50,000 pesos, we have a 15%, and we have a 3. Okay, what is this 50,000 pesos? Okay, since it's the only one here, which is the amount, that is your P. That's 50,000 pesos. Next here in our given is the 15%. What is the 15%? No doubt, since it has the percent symbol, it is the rate. And since we want the rate to be in decimal form, let's move it already to 0.15. And of course, we have a 3 years, very clear. It's our time. Okay, and after that, what is asked of us? Okay, usually, the ask is on the last part of the word problem. So, and we are asked here in this particular example, what is your interest earned? Interest earned. So that's your I, no doubt about it. So your I is a question mark. That's the one we are asked to find. And for the solution, so what formula for the I um, pertaining this given will give us the value of I. So we have only understood one formula, so I equals PRT, and we have, of course, P is 50,000. It's very clear here in the given. Um, your R is 0.15. I made it already in decimal form here, and then the time is 3. So using our calculators, 50,000 times 0.15 times 3, that will give us, I believe, in your calculator, it will also show you I equals 22,500 pesos. Okay, hopefully you got it right there. And then we have our next example, example number 3. Um, Here it is. So let me read it once. Steve invests 250,000 pesos in his friend's company. His investment will earn him a simple interest rate of 5% per year. How much interest will he earn after 5 years? Okay, so you can pause the video. I'll give you your chance to answer this. Okay, so hopefully you got the answer now. So again, let's answer this using the GAS method. So given first. So the first number here that you can see is 250,000 pesos. What is this? Okay, think that Steve invests in his friend's company. So meaning this money came from Steve's pocket. So therefore, this is your principal amount, the amount that which we will start. The next number that we will see is 5%. 5%, it has the percentage, so no doubt it is the R. And since it is in percent form, we will need to transfer it to decimal form. So we have 5% is equal to 0.05 for in decimal form. And then lastly, we have the 5 years. So years, that's no doubt that's the time, T. Okay, so that's our given, PRT. And what is A? What is asked? How much interest will he earn? Okay, so that's your I, no doubt about it. And how about the solution? So we're going to make use of the same formula, I equals PRT. So substitute your P is 250. That's what you see here. Your R is 0.05 or 5%. That's what you see here. And your T is 5. So let us use our calculators to check this. 0.05 times 5. And the answer is, I believe that is also your answer, is 62,500 pesos. Okay, so that's how we solve for the I. I think this is a good time to end the video now. Um, I will be making more set of videos for this. This is only for the I. So see you.